not yet.
I heard it. It was good. It was good.
So
What did they say,
what we're
Mayor?
waiting for is just to come online.
All set? We're good.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, for our viewing public out in YouTube land and all the other stuff, so. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ware Board Selectmen meeting for September 11th, 2023. We started around 6:30 with a meeting with legal counsel, which brings us to 7 o'clock. Ish. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And before we get kicked off, I'd like to recognize a moment of silence for all those lost on 9/11. Okay, thank you. All right, public comment. Come on up. Just state your name and...
Shane Bradley. I was hoping you guys would grant me some time to talk about the building permit application process going on right now in this town.
Okay.
So basically, I'm trying to build a small ranch over by Horse Lake, and I'm getting told by the part-time building inspector that I need engineered plans, which doesn't make much sense to me. And this is what he had quoted to me for code. Submittal documents consisting of construction documents and other data shall be submitted in 2 or more sets with each application for permit. The construction documents shall be prepared by a registered design professional where required by the statutes of this jurisdiction in which the project is to be constructed. Where special conditions exist, the building official is authorized to require additional construction documents to be prepared by a registered design professional. As far as I'm aware, Ware does not require engineered plans. So why is that holding up my building permit?
I
And-
can't tell you.
Also here, speak on my behalf, is Kyle Parker and my brother Dave, who is a seasoned builder. Excuse me.
Get up. Shane tried to get, Kyle Parker, where Shane tried to get on the agenda for this week, only suspiciously the minutes, the meeting was posted at like 9 o'clock on a Friday when it's normally not posted, the agenda, until really late in the day, if not like late evening hours on a Friday. So he wasn't able to get on the agenda. I think what Shane was hoping for tonight was to, if you could find some time, it's holding up his process, it's costing him money with his bank, and he's losing his opportunity with his contractors to get his project in. So he was looking to see if you'd grant him some time, even though it's not on the agenda. It's a financial burden for him. Thank you.
Dave Bradley, Ware, New Hampshire. We've provided him with a floor plan, elevation plan that was drawn out by Bella Tate's Lumbering out of Pembroke. And it's standard construction, 8-inch foundation wall on 12 by 24-inch footings. There's a walkout basement on one side. It's 32 by 60. There's a carrying beam going down the middle that has been spec'd out to Boise Cascades CAD system that figures in live load, floor load, the weight of your walls, the weight of your insulation. It's going to be engineered trusses. We'll get an engineered stamp plan on the trusses when they're purchased from the truss company. They have their own engineers. Other than that, it's 2 by 6 construction. It's a 1-story house, you know. I mean, there's nothing crazy here. The headers are 2 by 8s. There is a larger door going in the basement. We figured a 2 by 10 header for that. I mean, I just don't know what is holding this process up so much. It's standard construction. I work in towns all over the state, and usually when I provide them with the information that I've provided this town, there's no question, nothing. I mean, It's, yep, thank you for all the work you've done. Here's your permit. And, you know, I can't get a phone number for the guy that's working for you guys to even talk to him. He doesn't wanna talk to Shane, and what he wants a stamp on is the floor plan and the elevation. There is nothing there nothing there is engineered. He doesn't even want a stamp on the carrying beam, the trusses, any of that.
Yeah, so can I just, we obviously don't have, we only have one side of the story and what he's asked for, right?
Right.
You know we have a part-time building inspector.
Yes.
Can you give me the address where you want to build this?
222 Upper Craney Hill Road.
Okay, 222. Upper Craney. We're not going to be able to give you any sort of concrete feedback, something of any substance. The only thing I can do is, if my board members agree, is I can reach out to Jack and find out maybe a little bit more specifically what he's looking for here. As far as the engineer stamp on any of the structural members, which I'm sure is what he's looking for. I don't know, but that's the only thing I can do is ask and then get back to you. Do you have a contact number?
603
Okay.
657 0212.
657. Sorry, the pen stopped. 657?
0212.
0212. Okay. Let me find out maybe a few more specifics. How many times have you met with him?
I ran into him by happen chance last Thursday here because I can't get a phone number or an email or anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I understand. So you've met with him one time?
Briefly, and that's when he was lecturing me on that code, which I just read.
Right.
Yeah,
Which, as far as I'm concerned, I do not believe pertains to this jurisdiction, this town.
yeah, okay, let me get clarification on that, but I just needed to know, I wanted to know exactly how many times. And so it's Shane Bradley?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously, we don't have any
Right.
history
And
other than the one side,
mean,
so that's
Our
where.
biggest concern is the level of difficulty that it is to contact this guy or
That's
work
understood.
with him, because we can't get a phone number with him. Like every other building department I've ever worked with,
Understood.
you can get a cell phone number for the code enforcer. I know he's part-time and, you know,
Yep,
he's not really
Understood,
hired by the town of Ware. He's kind of filling in.
right.
But, you
Yeah.
know,
No.
it's been difficult over the last month and a half to try to make any headway here.
We
It
we
sounds,
understand.
you know.
yeah, it sounds, I think you're probably closer than you realize you are. Let me get whatever boxes need to be checked
Okay.
to you guys. And I have your phone number, so even if I have to work as an intermediary, maybe contact directly to Bill Tate's,
Yeah.
things like that would
Because, I
help.
mean, everything that needs to be structurally signed off on
Okay, so you know,
has been.
I can't promise you that I'll be able to do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's shoot for no later than late Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be back to you. No later than,
Right.
okay?
All right,
Good to me.
Okay,
thank
you,
you.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jackie Pratt, 51 Winter Road. First, I just wanted to thank you guys for putting the right to know RSA 91A and invoking town council policies back on the work sessions. I did watch and I listened to the discussion that you had on them. I wanted to love it, but I feel like you missed what the residents were expressing and what we were trying to state that we wanted to see. I myself, I'll start with the RSA 91, the right to know. You spoke about forms and different types of forms from different towns. I don't really think it's a form issue as much as checks and balances and a format issue. I guess I'll just use an example. A couple of weeks ago, Town Administrator Bolton mentioned that she had 3 right-to-knows. One of them was Mr. Cochran. She said that he has 2 separate emails, and he wanted the correspondence between those two emails and her. I would like to think that it wasn't just her preparing it and her sending it to him, because to me that would be a red flag, and I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just saying that there are no eyes on it other than the person that it was for. What I'd like to see is some type of a format where there's a preparer and then there's a reviewer, two separate people. So when someone requests the right to know, you have somebody that prepares it, a different person that reviews it, and we get that form sent to us when we get the request back. So we know who prepared it and who reviewed it. I just think that the more eyes on it, less mistakes, and because I just feel like we've done a few of them, and you can almost notice that we're missing something. But we have worded it every different way, applying for new ones, and we're getting nothing back. And I can tell we're missing something. Someone else expressed, another resident, that they were missing documents. So I think this could help that. I also think that when you ask separate committee members, like we noticed in one of our requests, that all we got was Town Administrator Bolton said that the gentleman had come into the office, and she asked him, and he said, I don't have anything. So that was that. I would like to see the committee members have to sign off on something as well, holding them accountable, that is all they have, and they have nothing. I just think it makes everybody accountable for what they're saying that they're doing. Also, as far as invoking town council, there's just a lot of things I'm disappointed on. I feel we've been given really poor advice, bad advice from her. We've brought it to you guys time and time again. I do have a situation that I could send to you. I don't want to talk about that publicly, but I could definitely send it to you guys, and you could see where I think that you wouldn't agree with how it was done. I also think that there should be a discussion with the board before anything goes to town council. I think that you guys use her very frequently. I've noticed that everything that we do request has to go to town council. So then if we have a question about it, we get sent back something saying that it's client attorney privilege and we're not allowed to know anything more about it. I don't think that's right. That every single thing we ask at this point is going to town council. So there's no way we can ever get a question answered, because then it's attorney-client privilege, which I feel I am the client. I'm the taxpayer, we're paying for it. I'm paying for it double because I also have to get my own lawyer involved sometimes. So I'm paying for it with my taxpayer dollars, and I'm paying for it that way. And my biggest red flag is the planning board meeting on August 10th. Bruce Fillmore is on the planning board, and he stated, and I quote, "We were given very bad advice from town council." And the bad advice actually affected a policy that they were trying to put in place. What bothers me more is it's not in the minutes. Nothing about that is in the minutes. You have to watch the video on August 10th. It's eliminated. I don't know why that's eliminated, but he mentioned something about the rental ordinance, and it sparked my interest when I read the minutes. I watched the video. It's night and day. Night and day of what was said and what was put in those minutes. And that was his quote, very bad advice. So if the committees in Ware are getting bad advice, we're getting bad advice, where are the checks and balances with town council? Who's holding these people accountable? Who's checking their work? Who's making sure we're happy with their work? I know that Chairman Hippler had said that you guys are carbon copied. So I know that you're getting the information that they're submitting back to you. So are you reviewing it, and are you happy with the advice that we're getting and that is being given? But yes, the planning board was a really bad one. And I also just wanted to give a shout out to the Ware Police Department. Just wanted to thank them. And I also wanted to thank Chairman Bloom, because part of having a conversation is knowing that you're being heard and being listened to. And I do appreciate at the end of the meetings, if you watch all the way through, he will bring up public comments and he'll address people who have come up here and spoke. Whether anything happens with it or not, I don't know, but at least he reiterates that he heard you. And it's appreciated, and I just wanted him to know that. Thank you.
Yep.
I have a procedural question. Can I rise to speak briefly in support of that, but still also talk later about my own issue?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Travis Corcoran, 275 Quaker Street. I'd like to rise in support of the Pratts, specifically about the checks and balances issue. They were saying that they are somewhat suspicious of the answers that they're getting back when they file RSA 91A requests. I have previously documented to this board that Town Administrator Naomi Bolton literally and actively lies. I've documented one event. I've gone through my records. I found a second place where she puts an explicit falsehood in response as part of the cover-up that she's orchestrating with Jack Dearborn. As far as events not getting into the minutes, Naomi is the one who puts together the minutes. So not only are there no checks and balances, there's a single point of failure. And as it turns out, there are some RSAs documenting that what Naomi is doing, it's not just a broach of RSA 91A, it's also explicitly a crime to create false records, such as a town administrator sending an email. Whether that crime is a misdemeanor or a felony depends on some other compounding issues. But there is a real issue right now where citizens are trying to get documents to show what's going on, and Naomi is actively covering up the truth on some of these things. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on. You sat down too quick? So recognize Travis Corcoran for Quaker Street discussion.
This is something that the town has already received by mail, but I'm just rising here to make it sort of public. I sent a copy, or I will, as soon as this meeting ends, send a copy of this document by email, and I request that it be added to the minutes of this meeting. On 28 August, I received a letter from the town zoning officer stating that, quote, a portion of the rock wall in front of my property has been removed. I responded in writing by saying that this statement is absolutely false. Not a single stone in the wall has been removed. I do not know, and I want to be clear, the difference between an allegation and a statement where I'm absolutely claiming a fact, but I do know that Jack and Eileen Meany witnessed me adding rocks to the wall on 2 different occasions, and I suspect that they might have been behind this report. I have a history with Jack Meany. He is, involved in the whole setback thing at 271 Quaker Street. He rose at an administrative hearing about 5 years ago to speak firmly in defense of the building going up, saying, I don't know if he said friend or if he said in a butter, but he was in favor of the project, and then violated the town ethics code by not recusing himself when the same issue was before the planning board. Then there's some other complications there, but given, I'd like to find out. Maybe this is wrong and I wouldn't want to falsely accuse somebody. So what I've sent is a RSA 91A request for public records. Please send me any emails to or from town or non-town email addresses, texts, phone logs, memos, or other records. 1, alleging that I removed a portion of the wall. 2, containing alleged evidence that I removed a portion of the wall. 3, discussing the allegation that I removed a portion of the wall. 4, discussing what might happen if I removed a portion of the wall. 5, discussing the possible enforcement of the rock wall ordinance or other ordinances against me. Or 6, discussing my possible reactions to enforcement of the rock wall ordinance or other ordinances against me. Given that I've asked multiple distinct things, I suggest using the above numbering when responding. Given that Naomi Bolton has lied in writing in response to earlier RSA 91A requests and denied the existence of documents that A, existed, B, that she knew existed, and C, which later came to light, and only under light of the threat of a lawsuit, the record is clear that the town administrator is happy to falsify government records in order to deny me access to public documents. I therefore request that the town select someone, perhaps the town attorney, who is not a known liar, to respond to this request. Digital copies are fine, so there's no need to print out or charge the per-page fee. Note that under RSA 91A:4, the town of Ware has 5 business days to comply with this request. Thank you.
Yeah. What's that? What's that?
I'm all set.
Okay. Move on. Chief Moore.
These are just complete packets of, just for your reference, everything that went out in email.
Oh,
So this is in reference to the 2024 Highway Safety Grant, where we've been participating for 2 years. Sorry?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. let me get this. It's a combined award. We had talked about the equipment we're trying to get, the speed signs and stuff like that. So the award we're being offered is $9,200 for the highway safety grant, and that'll go for DUI enforcement, speed enforcement, text while driving enforcement. I believe there's one more. And then a speed equipment grant of $9,771. Total award of $18,971. The matching requirement for those funds is $5,557. Breaking that down by the different types of work, the scope of work match would be $2,300. That would be covered by administrative hourly fees and the use of the vehicle for the different types of enforcement actions. The speed equipment match is $2,500.50, which I would propose comes from end-of-year funds. Also, one of those speed signs, the SAU 24 had requested, so their matching portion would be $756.50, and we're coordinating that. So you have with you several attachments. The first is just the packet we put together to get the actual scope of work grant. The second is just the different signature pages. Once it's proposed and voted on by the board, Chairman Hippler would need to sign the first page, 1.11, and I'd take care of the rest with the board's approval. But to complete the actions on well, I'll go with that. I also have, like we did before, until the minutes are actually posted. This will help us get everything moving. That just authorizes me to sign everywhere else where the chairman wouldn't have to sign.
When is the deadline for this, chief?
It starts October 1st. We're a little bit behind on getting it to you. That was bad coordination between Officer Valero and myself.
Okay.
Chief, we're going to add this to Monday's working session. The
Okay.
one request you have in yours that you want us to pull money from the year end. We're not going to be able to make that decision tonight.
Correct. Yeah, that's just my proposal, but we got to come up with, as part of this.
I got it.
Yep.
I got it. But we're going to be setting an agenda tonight for next Monday's work session. And Rick, are you okay with adding this to that?
To discuss it?
Yeah, and what our options are is funding,
Yeah, because,
the full board.
the funding would be the thing. The 2,300, I think, obviously, you can say is, I know it's probably not an issue. It's the 18,000 coming out, and then we don't get it back till 2024, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
We don't get that
Yeah, well.
16,000 or whatever.
It starts October 1st, so if we buy it.
That's
and
right, because their
submit
fiscal year is
receipts,
different.
Yeah,
Their fiscal year is different,
correct.
but. Yeah, because we haven't even had any discussion about year-end purchases or anything like that.
I just think it's a discussion for the full board.
Oh, I would not disagree. I know that you already presented this to us once.
Yes, back in the beginning of the summer.
Right.
But that was just to.
That was just
approval
to
submit
apply.
it.
Yeah,
Right,
that was
apply.
the conceptual.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right,
Yes.
there was really no numbers on there, if I remember right.
No, the numbers were on there.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
The numbers were on there, but the suggestions on how to fund were not there.
Yeah, there were like three I proposed. It could either come from end-of-year funds, we could use dam patrol money.
And you opted to try and use money within your budget.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have money in my budget.
You said year.
I would for end-of-year funds where it's coming out of the salary line, but as far as equipment lines and stuff like that.
Oh, no, no, I know, but.
Oh, yeah, no,
I think
I've,
Bottom line.
yeah, bottom line, I'm easily
Okay.
that was my
available in my
question.
budget.
That was my question. All right. I would lean to agree that we table till next week.
Okay.
We're meeting every week, Monday.
problem.
Monday,
But
4 days away,
yeah,
4 working days.
so.
that concludes my agenda.
Do you have other copies that we can give to
Yeah.
the other members? If they swing by and pick them up?
Run off and put it in the box if you want.
Yeah, if you could.
Yep.
Yeah.
no problem.
Appreciate that,
I'll
chief.
leave one for Naomi too.
All right.
You have a key to that door, chief?
Oh, no. I can drop them off tomorrow.
Or give
I
them
gotta
to
get
me, I gotta put Benji's in his box.
Yeah, we'll just put them up there.
1, 2,
Thank you.
and 3.
Thank you.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Thanks, chief.
Sure, see you.
Okay. Do we have, that's coming up later. This is this. You guys are up. All right, so recognize Vinnie and Ernie, to Ernie Tebow, for the discussion at Clough Park Road, tax map 409, lot 107.
I also have with us Mr. Debrian to see
Oh.
as well. As you're probably aware, I prepared a whole packet of information because we tabled this vote
Yeah, the
based on the
104.
information. Right.
Okay, yep.
So, as you can see by what I put in the packet, we had an ongoing existing AOT permit. The pit has been bonded since 2002.
Okay,
This is the updated plan that went to the Alteration of Terrain Permit Bureau. And this small esker here, that line that runs across here is what's remaining to remove.
okay.
This is what the reclaimed area looked at as of today. I took these today before we came.
And this is, where are you in proximity? In the map, where are you taking these pictures? Where's the gate?
By the road.
Right in front, the gate's probably a quarter of a mile down the road.
Okay, so it did,
Yeah, this is the 104
Yep.
segment.
okay,
Okay, so and just to clarify, it's fresh in my mind, there was a question about the trucking. And it's my understanding, well, our trucks don't load till at least 7 o'clock. The trucks that are coming down from Mount William and other sources are having to use that road to get to 89 because of another
because of the bridge,
that's
because of the
at-
bridge. Okay.
So, while I can appreciate the abutter that talked about that, it's not us. The trucks are coming down loaded and going right by our house.
Okay,
So she's probably hearing Jake brakes and everything coming down the hill to make that turn. So what we're asking for tonight, in addition to the 49107 permit extension, is to come to some decision on the existing 104. We're asking to operate and remove the remaining pile under the agricultural exemption that's admissible under the town ordinance as well as the 155E ordinance. So that Mr. Debrian can get the remainder of the lot finished off and planted with, was it winter rye?
For the winter, yeah.
For the winter, so that it'll be ready to go in the spring.
If I may add a little.
yeah, just Ernie, if you come up to the mic, please.
Getting now, we'll stand together.
Sure. Always.
No, if I may add a little bit, just, it might be a little confusing, because 107 we've had as an existing permit.
Yep.
For a long time, we've renewed it every year, it's bonded, it's reclaimed.
104 or 107?
107.
Okay.
107, I'm sorry if I made a mistake.
No, you said 107, I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure.
Well, I was
that's
just
all.
trying to give you clarification, because that's been, there's a total of almost 350 acres there with both parcels. And, we've been giving, Mr. Debrian's been getting fields from Tebow Corporation for about 5 years. And
Yeah.
I know it probably doesn't sound true, but we don't get a dime for it. We've been building the fields. We built one in New Boston at our pit there, which is probably 30 acres. There's 2 existing fields at the Clough Park area now. We're building this one. Again, I'm doing the loom, I'm screening, I'm doing everything. We're not getting anything from them, but it's something I believe in, and I can't say that. I get free vegetables sometimes.
I was gonna say, there's gotta be a couple of free cucumbers in there somewhere.
So that's about it. But like you said, it's a family farm. It's something we've done for them, and we've given them that big cornfield in New Boston that we own also, and we have thousands of acres of land, so we're glad to do it. And I would like to find some way under the state or your local ordinance, which does allow for agricultural, removal. The state allows it. Mr. Devrion's had another piece where he removed 10,000 yards under the state exemption. And, if he doesn't, he can speak for himself, but if he doesn't get it in this year, if we don't get it, leveled and finished and loomed, he'll miss another growing season. And it's a pretty big field. So, if you could find a way to give an exemption under the agriculture, we'd appreciate it. But there's a lot to that too, because when Vinnie met with Naomi, that had been permitted. It has a site-specific. As you can see by the extensive reclamation, it looks beautiful. And it will be finished probably within, I think your exemption allows 45 days. It doesn't say whether it can be renewed or not, but your town exemption allows 45 days for agriculture and silviculture. So, pretty much, and then as far as 107, the existing permit, I think Naomi's gone through all of that, and we have everything in place to just get that renewed. And, subsequently, we'll be asking for the availability to finish this field and get it loomed and done. And I think you have the ability to do that under your agriculture exemption. So that's it, and I'll give it back to Vinnie.
But before you sit down, just a question. So the material that's on there, you're looking to take off-site, just for clarification?
Not all of it. We actually, if any of you visit the site, you'll see that there was some articulated rock trucks there. We're bringing some of it's not great material.
No.
We're bringing some of it out back to shape out back, because we'll be actually building another field there that he will have. So, instead of developing into houses or something else, we've been just doing farmland up there. So, yes, some will go off-site.
Okay.
And some will stay on-site.
So
And excuse me?
No, go ahead.
And the exact yardage, I don't know how much will go on and how much will stay there.
Okay, so Ernie, I just want to rewind a bit, and we'll just rewind back to the last meeting. So in the last meeting, it became confusing because we did have a screening plant out there, mobile screening plant, and we were screening material. The claim was that the materials that were being stored there were to be moved out onto the back lot to,
I don't think that's exactly accurate, no.
okay, well,
There
that was my understanding was that, but I just, it's not a big deal, it's just,
No, tell you the
some
truth,
of that
let me ask
material,
you.
I went to visit it because I hadn't physically put my own eyes on it. I did go to visit it, some of that material has been screened, some of what's stored there is, be quite honest with you, it'd be a waste of money to take that to fill a low spot and trying to create a flat field, right? So some is gonna be being exported, that's been processed at your expense, I understand that. And it was probably a handy place to do it, and I understand that.
Sure.
And then the balance, there is some mixed piles, and everything had been cleared out, the screening plan had been gone, there had been no activity, it rained for a few days, the loaders had been in and out of there, it was, obviously it was dormant at that point. So, but it is my understanding that the processed material will be leaving, and what's remaining is going out back to start to become the reclaim of the backfield. Okay,
Yes.
that's it, just,
As I said, some will go out back and some will leave the site.
okay.
Vinnie, this picture right here, just for clarification, I just want to make sure I'm orientated correctly. This is the road that goes out towards the two-bay garage, right?
correct, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that picture,
Yeah, right
basically,
here.
if you were coming from the garage, just from, you're looking right from that little garage.
Yeah, if you were looking, standing in front of the building. This is the road going by, this is the remaining small esker.
This is going down to 107?
Correct,
Okay.
Yeah.
right here.
Okay, that's what I wanted, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
the gate's
Yep.
up here. Just to clarify what Mr. Keeble was saying, what I said at the last meeting was, I was not aware it was coming off site at the time, and when it was brought up to me, that's why I said I had to clarify it, because I did not know.
Yeah.
The last time I had been there was about a month before,
Okay,
okay?
yeah. Yeah. No, I knew we weren't screening material to take it down
No,
and
I
fill
didn't.
the hole with it, so
I'm
I
sorry,
understand, and
before
I
I did that.
You
understand,
can finish up.
after I laying eyes on it, I understand exactly what happened.
Mr. Devery, would you like to speak?
I would just like to say that it is hard to get agricultural property now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And them helping us out has been a big bonus for us. We fight all the time to get agricultural property, and we get it, and we lose it almost as fast as we get it. And here, we're able to work with the property for more than 4 or 5 years, and it, helps us build up the soils when we can be there for more than 4 or 5 years. And it's just hard to get land now. And the more agricultural property we can get, the better off we are.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
So how much loam are you putting down? 6 inches, 8 inches?
I've been putting on about 8 inches.
Yeah.
Depends what he's gonna plant, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Well, and then you're gonna put one
Right,
awry
then
to
we-
it and
then we-
narrow
then
it back
We
in?
Right.
buy and then we'll roll it
Roll
over
it
and
in.
probably put corn or pumpkins in there for the first year.
Any further questions, Kevin?
No, I mean, if we're I just think we need to at least have an understanding that we're not going to give the green light to start processing material back on 104. We're done with that, correct?
We're done, well, we're taking the material, I just said to you, we're gonna take some out back and some
Yeah.
off the site.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're no longer using it for staging area for processing.
But again, I'm not trying to be, what does it matter if we screen sand or take it raw? I mean, if there's some coarse sand there, we may screen some,
Okay,
yeah, but it doesn't, it's the same process, right? You excavate it from the bank, or you dump it in a screener, and you take the stone out. It's the same, you know, and we've been grandfathered there for years for crushing equipment, and we were there before zoning. If you look back in the records, there's,
Oh, no, I know you guys have been there since before zoning.
yeah.
Yeah, the original permit was for 100 trucks a
yeah,
day.
and I'm trying to
6 days a week.
understand what we're granting you. And earlier, it was to remove, what I understood was, we're gonna remove the processed material that's been processed.
I don't know, again, I don't know the processed material, whether it's screened or just raw gravel or raw fill sand. What we're asking you is under your agricultural ordinance, to give us the right to remove the material, to create that field for a farming operation. And I'm saying some is gonna go out back, some will go off-site. We're gonna try to do it the quickest way we can so that he can get in there and get his rye planted and get it so he can use the field next year.
Okay,
Now, if the quickest way is just loading it all up and bringing it out back and some gets off-site or some gets screened, I mean, sometimes you use a screener, right, because you got big, big rocks and bony, people are using it to backfill that foundation, things like that, they don't want that, so it's the only reason we
Yeah,
screen
yeah.
stuff out.
yeah, I understand. So maybe, and again, it's not to be, we have existing material sitting at grade right now, piles of it.
Correct.
That
There's
is,
only one pile left now.
yeah.
one pile left in the bank.
There's 2 or 3 smaller,
There's numerous piles.
yeah,
that-
yeah. That is the only material we're talking about,
That's
correct?
it.
That's correct.
We have a permit for the 107 in the back that we're
Okay.
asking to renew. And again, this is not being here to some commercial activity or money grab. We have thousands of acres and millions of yards of gravel.
Yeah, I'm really-
This is just
yeah,
to get,
yeah, I'm real
a
fam- yeah, I'm-
20-acre field to a 15-acre field done.
Exactly.
That's it.
It's just strictly to get it as transparent as we can get it. We're not gonna be mining any additional material. We're not gonna be bringing additional material to this staging area. We're gonna address the piles that are there, level it and prep it for this man's field.
That was the purpose of the,
Yeah, I got it.
Of this.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Yep.
I got it.
Got a final grade there, the railroad track elevation.
Yes.
That slopes back a little bit, yeah. And what's been reclaimed is what you're gonna see for the rest of the field.
So, I mean, in the long-range plan,
Yeah.
is it to pretty much turn all that into field, that whole area?
There's so much land there, we have so much.
I was gonna say,
I don't know.
Okay.
Just
But,
being honest, we're not gonna,
but the current mode is kind of what you see now, up to the tree line, all that's gonna be fields.
I've had people approach me at campground, tiny house development, you name it.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's
But-
all along the river there, it's pretty.
It's prime land, it's
Yeah.
prime land,
So
absolutely,
at
so.
this point, though, we've given Mr. Devery a lot of fields.
Yep.
And he's been great to work with, and, like I said, it's a cause we kind of believe in, so
Okay.
we've done it, we're gonna continue to do it.
No, it's understood. Sherry, do you have any questions? Okay.
I'm not familiar with the exemption. That's my only problem here.
Do you wanna see it?
Sure.
No, I mean- Yes, sir.
And this is from the town of Ware.
Yeah, and the state has one also, that Mr. Vincenzo can give you.
The big Bible.
yeah, That's for,
This is the state.
permit.
Yeah, so it's 155 dash E colon 2 dash A, other exemptions. And I guess it'd be B, that we,
Yes.
excavation as incidental to agriculture or silvagriculture activities, normal landscaping and/or minor topographical adjustment.
And we're calculating we're not exceeding the 5,000 yards.
No, there'd be more than 5,000 yards.
Of alteration,
Yeah.
of alteration total,
Yeah.
right. But this would cover the fact it's incidental to agriculture. That's what this says,
Yeah.
right?
Same thing.
Now, well, that's, yeah. So it's bottom of the page B.
Yep, I see. So the only difference, Ernie, is that there's a limitation in yardage there on what you handed me to read, which is the towns, and there's a targeted 45 days?
Yeah,
Are we expecting to have this complete in 45 days?
we get going, yeah.
Okay. And calculating what's there in the piles it'll depend on the day, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay.
All right, does that clear it up a little bit for you?
Yeah, it does. It's just gonna be a tough motion to make,
Yeah,
in respects to,
right, I know, on how to word it right.
again, it's not a matter of trusting anybody. It's a matter of just getting something on paper that
Holds,
holds its ground if we, if just somehow or another there's a
Yeah.
miscommunication between somebody.
And I'm just speaking as having been here every year for 15, 16, 17 years doing this. There's probably two separate ones. One would be the permit renewal, and I believe all the board has to do is concur that we're using that for an agricultural exemption.
so we
It's
have,
granted under the agriculture, there's no permit involved.
No,
Right.
right, no, exactly.
right, it would just be renewing this,
Renewing that and concurring with our approach for the field.
right,
And Mr. Deverand can provide a letter, and we can as well.
right.
It spells out conforming to 155E in the town ordinance.
Right. Well, I think that would be best, obviously, to have
Right.
that drafted. I mean, businessmen like yourself, you have some kind of written something or other, right? Between the two of you?
Yeah.
For,
between the
for what
two.
happens down there?
No.
Oh, okay.
We-
Gentleman's agreement?
We've been pretty.
Gentleman's
Gentleman's
agree-
hand, let him take the fields.
Gentleman's agreement.
All
There you
he
go.
has is an insurance binder, and that's it, and he comes and goes as he wants.
Okay.
But, if that's something you'd want to see for lot 104, that he's, that we're turning it into,
Yeah.
agricultural for that, I'm sure that we could put something together between myself and Mr. Deverand.
Yeah.
It's not an issue.
Okay. I think that would just, to me, it would solidify the purpose
But,
and to those intents.
right, if you take a ride through there, you're gonna see he's got,
Oh, yeah.
You've got corn, pumpkins planted everywhere.
Oh, I know,
And two more
they're
pumpkins.
everywhere, yeah.
So, but that's fine, we can provide you with that.
Okay.
It's a simple request.
That sound reasonable, Kevin?
Yeah, that's it, I don't know. The only, again, so the original renewal, we found some discrepancies, right? Some of the imagery, some of the, so if we make a motion to renew based on the application, and I'm not trying to hold this up in any way, I'd like to
You're
just,
talking to 107?
yeah, I'd like to just,
Where are the discrepancies on 107?
I don't think-
I believe, we found discrepancies in some of the imagery, but maybe not, that were presented
I don't know what you're,
for these.
no, that's looking all the way down to 107.
Okay,
That's for the existing permit.
okay,
Yeah, this is the
That
one,
one is just the existing permit.
this is 107.
Yeah.
So this would've been driven all the way in.
yeah, this is the
by-
one
by-
this is the
by-
one we're renewing.
Yeah,
Correct.
all the way down into the end.
The ones that were in your packet that I provided last Thursday,
Yeah, these are 104,
right,
Right.
and then these three.
and those are 104, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's,
So-
it's in there, I mean,
The
again,
consideration is
I drove,
107.
I drove in and it just doesn't, as I go through the gate, I'm making I made some assumptions based on these, and I don't know if the date's incorrect or it was correct, I don't know. But anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. So, and when I look at this image, is this to the right after I pass through the gate?
Right after you pass through the gate, that's the first field on your right.
And is that the way it looks today, Mr. Durham?
Yeah, yes, well, you can,
You were there working the day, with old green Ford pickup truck.
What's that?
I think you have an older green Ford pickup truck.
Yep.
Yeah, you were there the day I was there. Is that how that field looks today?
No,
No, I know it
we
doesn't.
have corn in there.
Yeah, I know you do.
We just put it down.
Okay.
So that's from June, I
That's from
think.
June,
Yeah, so that was before the plant, right?
right.
When did you plant the corn?
We plant in that field, we usually start, I'd say late June.
Okay.
Early June.
Okay. All right, so maybe it planted, but,
Yeah,
I just think, anyway,
ask away, just nothing's,
yeah,
been there for a long time, nothing much has changed.
Yeah.
Other than building fields.
yeah. I think this is an image from when the field was first reclaimed, but maybe just not updated, that's all. Anyway, okay.
all right, so how would we form that? No, I see little sprouts in there.
No, anyway, that's what,
I think it's-
let's not get
Yeah.
into that, but I just wanted, it's nice if the application is complete and transparent as you. So, does anyone have any other questions? Sherry, do you have any questions regarding this?
No.
I don't, no.
So I make a motion that we accept the renewal application for earth excavation permit that the date received 7/26/2023 to Tebow Corporation for lot 107.
Yeah, map 406, lot 107.
Yeah, tax map 409, zoning district agricultural sand and gravel excavation. Do I have a second?
Term.
Term. I don't know the answer to that.
So we've been doing it for 1 year, correct? That's what we've been doing?
No,
Oh.
Three.
we did 3 years.
We did 3 years in this one?
Yes.
So there's your old term.
That can say the same term.
Right,
Staying consistent with the old term of 3 years.
3 years, okay.
Effective date, September 11th, start date, September 11th,
2023.
2023. Fair enough?
Okay.
Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Moving seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then if you could provide that document, the written, whatever you guys want to come up with for 104, I'd appreciate that.
So do we have the
Could you take a vote to concur, subject to us providing the documentation?
Yeah, but you should be in my seat. So, yeah, I'm gonna stick to the 45-day, get it done and get this over with.
I agree. And,
Well, he needs
if
it-
we, if for some reason we're short a few days, we can always come back and ask for an extension, but
Yep.
it's our intention to start immediately and remove that material, and we've got a, and the screening plan will be, there, because I have to screen all the loom also. So we screen all the loom, he has it usually to a 4 to 6 inch minus loom for his
For
agriculture.
the top,
I
for the
understand.
top.
So we'll, yeah.
And we're only processing the material that's there. We're not bringing any material up front to process in that location.
That would make no sense, you'd handle it twice.
Right, but
No, it's a great question, but no, we would never,
that's what I meant by a staging area.
okay.
Okay.
Now I follow you a little better, but no. We've got a lot of staging area out back,
Yeah.
Plenty of staging area, yeah.
so we don't need much more, so.
All right,
So we'll get you the letter between Mr. Devery and Tebow Corporation, and then, so we have a concurrence that
yep,
Yes,
we're allowed to
yeah,
proceed?
yeah, go to work.
yeah, within 45 days. Do you want to form it as a motion, though, so it has
Yes.
Yeah.
some bearing?
Yeah, Sherry, you wanna apply with this one, or?
I think
Want me to
make a
follow you?
motion for lot 104 to be used for agricultural only with paperwork to follow within 45 days.
Paperwork to follow with the contract between, or the agreement between Tebow Corporation, Dever Farm,
Government funds.
and completion of the project to be no more than 45 days.
Correct.
I think that works.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Does that sound good to you?
Fair enough. It's broad, but fair
Yeah,
enough.
but it's 45 days, so.
Making a motion?
Yes,
Yeah,
make
it was,
a
it was motion, yeah.
And seconded.
Yep. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Abstentions?
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. You can have your maps back. Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's easy for me because I've done all 20 years in the past.
Right,
You know?
exactly. It's easy to go back and find them.
Yeah, no, and then when I was going through the orange, I said, where'd you find that, where'd you find that?
Yeah. I have it, because I don't throw it away. I know,
Throw anything.
I know I may need it one day. Absolutely. So, like I say, don't forget your Bible.
Are you all set with this?
Yep, we're all set with that. Like I said, don't forget your
Thank you very
Bible.
much.
So you'll be
Vinny,
done- Vinny,
don't forget your, the book.
So Vinny, it puts you done sometime around November 1st.
Yes, well, he has to get his crop in before the freeze.
Yeah,
So-
that'll help.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Okay, you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, we will speak with Wendy
my
about
name is Wendy.
ethics committee requests.
Right, my name is Wendy Curry, Farnley Hill Road, Ware. I am the chair of the Ware Ethics Committee. We have been working hard all summer to come up with processes and procedures that would be following the guidance of the previous group, but also with transparency in mind. We believe we're ready to go live, but before we do so, we wanted to make sure we could run our documentation by the town attorney and make sure that we're not going to cause any trouble for the town or ourselves. So I'm here asking a request to have the attorney review our documentation.
How many pages is it roughly?
7?
7? And then you said that combines from your work from the summer and the former, when did the former committee go offline?
The 2006 is really.
2006, okay. I couldn't remember.
And so there's a lot of talk about transparency, but the right to know law has changed a little bit since then, so we had to tweak some things.
Tweak some things, okay. All right. I don't have a problem with it. I'd rather it hold weight than not hold weight. I'd rather have them work within the law rather than not.
It's a necessary step.
Absolutely, that's what I agree, so, do we wanna, I guess my question would be, is there an approval of a estimated time?
When is your next scheduled meeting?
Our next scheduled meeting is a week from Wednesday.
Well, I'm just thinking if we, 7 pages shouldn't take that long, I wouldn't think.
No,
I guess it
Personally.
depends on how far behind she is, because she's been out.
the 13th,
Sure.
20th, yeah, well.
may take her-
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna,
I meant actual time that she would take to look at it. type
Okay.
thing.
Good.
Yeah, not when she's gonna look at it, but how much time she's gonna take to look at it.
yeah, with a completion, so your next meeting is gonna be your meeting is the 20th.
Right, and our intent is not to go live in that meeting. What we want to do, our goal, we've been challenging ourselves to finish things up this month. And if it takes the lawyer longer to get to
By
it.
the 1st of October would be fair?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But do we want to allot an amount of,
She may need a month, your lawyer.
no, I'm not saying that. I hope not. No, what I'm saying is,
How many booking hours are you going to?
how many booking hours are we gonna allot to this? Again, and it's unfortunate, I say it's fortunate, it's unfortunate, but it's, again, the committee was,
Fiscally responsible, I get it. yeah.
the economy, the recommendation of the voters was in the affirmative to have that ethics committee come back. Obviously, it's their intention to have it supported, 100%. So that's just kind of my thought. I can't see more than 2 hours.
Couple hours, that's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to review 7 pages.
Yeah, I was at not to exceed 3.
Okay, I'm good with that too. All right, so, all right,
Nice.
I'll move that we allow the ethics committee to utilize the town attorney for no more than 3 hours of utilized time. Is there a
Second.
second?
Yes, second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Yes.
Yes.
Great, thank you, Sarah.
Okay, if you could just get that over to Naomi,
I will do that.
and then, like I said, we'll follow up later.
Sure.
You want to comment? You got a comment coming to the back.
It's up to the board. It's up to the board if we want to recognize him or not. Travis would like to make a comment, but it's up to the board because we're not in public comment session right now. So,
Is the matter you want to address the matter we just addressed?
It's related to it.
Fair enough.
yeah.
I'm okay with it.
The discussion about the board approving or not approving lawyer hours is relevant, and I'm very happy that the board took this vote. And I wanted to ask the board to follow up on a topic, the same topic basically that I initiated a month or so ago, that currently the town and I are both headed to the New Hampshire Supreme Court. And I know why my lawyer is going there. It's because I explicitly asked him to. The town, I'm not sure why the town's lawyer is going there, because my understanding is that the BOS never voted to defend the lawsuit. And I've asked for information about that. And we got an answer, from a non-board member saying sort of, just things happen. So especially before more taxpayer money is spent, I think it would be good for the town to, or for the board to explicitly decide that. And I've got, hopefully, some extra testimony here that would sort of cast doubt on the town's situation and the desirability of this, because basically more information has come to light, which is some aspects of the town, new information, or had information that the building could not be given a variance, and that was withheld intentionally before the variance was granted.
You're right, Mr. Cochran, I heard you loud and clear. Personally, that's my opinion. You're a bit off topic from the topic that we were just addressing, okay? You've kind of spun into this cleverly, I will give you. I think that it is a consideration. I don't believe I attended the meeting that you presented this the first time.
I believe that's correct.
So we are addressing that core problem, okay? And I believe we will add that to a topic on asking that question exactly, why are we proceeding forward for this particular case, your case with the Supreme Court? I don't need to hear any more tonight personally.
Okay.
No.
because again,
And just to address the open part was closed, it was not clear to me until about 30 seconds ago that the open questions were ended and that we had moved to agenda items. So this was an item that I had meant to bring up, and so I apologize
fine.
for that. But you're right, I did try to wedge it in a little bit once I did realize
yeah,
that.
it
so.
was cleverly done.
All right, thank you for your time.
Okay, go to the manifest. Then we'll order treasurer to sign payroll accounts payables checks dated September 14th, 2023, as including the following manifest. A payroll manifest, $73,362.36 for weekly payroll. Accounts payable of $149,630.04. John Stark for $250,000, Ware School District for $250,000, for a total of $722,992.40. The following manifests were previously ordered to be signed at the August 28th meeting of the board. Payroll manifest is $67,961.38 for weekly checks dated 9/7. Accounts payable manifest of $33,239.10 for checks dated 9/7. And supplemental accounts payable manifest of $15,008.75 for a check dated 8/31. Is there a second?
Second.
Moving second. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Minutes.
In regards to the minutes, again, the minutes are posted on the website.
Yep.
I would prefer that we don't accept the drafts without the full board, or at least, I know Salem is very specific about and I would like to give him an opportunity to make
Okay.
sure.
So we
I've
can table
read-
him.
I've read both of the minutes, and nothing jumps out at me, but I'm not the grammar guy. So I don't know if everybody
Yeah, that's
is
fine. We
okay with
can,
that?
we can table it until we get 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
okay.
Correspondence, other business.
Well, there's a number of correspondence. Can I start? Does anybody have any?
I do, but it's under non-public C with tax issue.
Okay. Can we jump to other business?
We're already there.
Okay. So we have a bit of a situation that, it isn't necessarily a situation, but there's just something that, an oversight, something that got by us. And it has to do with Conservation Commission member. The term was up in March of 2023. We did not reinstate that individual to the Conservation Commission, and we need basically to address that. So I would ask that the individual is Andy Fulton, he's acting chair. There's no reason apparently why he cannot continue, but basically we have to procedurally go through the process of reinstating him. I'm not so sure that's the correct term exactly.
Reappoint.
We reappoint, that's the correct term.
Right.
So we have to reappoint him for an additional 3-year term, provided he wants to sit for an additional 3 years. And then following that, the commission itself would have to vote to reappoint him
As
to
the
the
chair.
chair position. So I am going to ask that we notify Andy to get his, I guess, permission to reappoint, that he is interested in serving another 3-year term. And then with the understanding that for him to sit in the chair role, he will have to be reappointed with a commission vote. So without having the town administrator here, I'm going to ask our finance director if she would make a note of that we get that message off to him in an email, and that he could respond to us as soon as possible, and we can add it to our agenda. Otherwise, we'll have to take another course of action.
Work session or regular meeting?
Well, I don't think it would, only going to take 2 minutes.
It's only going to, yeah, we can do it in a work
We
session.
can do it in a work session.
We'll add it to,
Monday if he's
the
available.
agenda before it's posted. We'll tentatively add it tonight when we form our agenda.
Okay. I'm just going back through all the emails we got, see if I
Yeah,
missed
see if
anything.
there's anything that jumps out.
Nothing's really jumping out. There was a, from, Naomi mentioned about probing the cemetery for the town clerk's lot. That was completed.
Okay,
So, that was completed on Saturday. There was a meeting,
Parks and Rec.
with Parks and Rec, so it was a joint meeting. It was held over at East Road, behind the Brown, well, basically behind the Brown Barn. There's all that conservation land. We had one member from WAC there. Park was there, Board of Selectmen were there, and a couple of residents. We walked out back to the town pit that was being used. And then we also had a small discussion in the field. Then we went to Inison over on Quaker Street and discussed a little bit back there. That was Saturday morning. Lasted about an hour and a half or so, I think, maybe a little more than an hour. We had An email come in about the cemetery on Concord Stage Road, an impending tree. So probably have to take a look at that. I know that the cypre covers within the walls, but the email stated that probably if this tree comes down, there's gonna be substantial damage within the walls, so might have to look into that.
Just double, we're gonna double back to the parks. What, the purpose of the Parks and Rec walkthrough along with WAC was that they're looking to expand, practice fields. We have a problem with the number of fields we have in town and availability. We do own a piece of property there that is currently field land. During that walk, it became apparent that there's crop harvest happening on it. It's part of like the continuation of the Brown Farm property. And we just we have to notify the farmer that we have to update the liability insurance. He has liability insurance, and we just need to get an update in.
We need an update on file.
Yeah,
Yep.
but notification is out there, and it is available. It has been discussed today with finance, and that'll be forthcoming.
Okay,
But
yeah,
it was an issue,
Right.
it was brought up at the meeting.
yeah, okay. I think that's about all we concluded. There is a lot of moving parts in that piece of property, so there's gonna be a little bit of investigating that has to be done to see if it's even viable legally, I'll say, to utilize that property. So,
Yeah.
just because there was a lot of different funding sources, according to,
Yeah, that property
Yeah.
is
Tom
basically,
Clough.
it's one big lot, which is the conservation land now that's out behind it. It's just an ideal location if we can get somehow come to some sort of an agreement. It's definitely it couldn't be financially the best solution. We have a flat field that we
oh,
wanna
yeah,
make-
it's, yeah,
that we want to use as a flat field, right?
Right.
Go mow the lawn and let the kids run around on.
right. All set?
Yeah, man.
Okay, all right, so the cemetery, back to the cemetery, I think maybe we have Jason go just take a glance at it, and see what his opinion is on it. This is the one on Concord Stage Road
Sure.
at the Class 6.
I don't know where the tree is, but that's state highway in there. It may be in there.
It could be, and that's what I'm saying, if they go take a look at it, I mean,
Yeah.
if Jason goes takes a look at it and says that, it could be.
State would take it
Yeah.
down.
Right, and which
Responsible.
is fine, I mean, obviously, off our plot, but
Where exactly?
it's the,
One of above Blackbirds.
no,
No,
this
is it 77?
It's the one on Concord Stage, yeah. Let me see if I can find the email back here. It was a while, it was a
Now
ways back.
Peasley, isn't it?
Balsam Hill.
No, that's, I went too far back. No, that wasn't the one,
I think it
this,
was Dow Peasley, I thought it said.
No, I think it's the
no,
one.
it's on Concord Stage.
Right off of, yeah, I think it's.
Dow Peasley Cemetery on
Right.
Concord Stage.
It's right there above Blackbirds, top of the hill. Just beyond where we mow there for the conservation.
It's not past Sugar Hill? That's
No.
not the one? Which one's that?
Right there, if you go up over the hill like you're going toward the reservoir.
Yeah, I was
It's
with
right-
Ricky, I thought it was the one that's just opposite Sugar Hill.
That's what
Sugar
I thought.
Hill is Eaton.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So it's right at the top, oh, okay, I know what you're talking
You
about
know,
now.
it's got all the granite.
Yeah,
wall
that was
there.
just repaired a
Yeah.
few years ago by Andy.
Okay, yeah,
Andy
yeah,
fixed
okay.
the wall.
That's
Yeah,
Dow
yeah.
Peasley.
Right
All
next
right.
to your
Yep, okay,
homestead.
I know where that is, okay. All right. All right, so if we could just have
You know
Jason
where
take
it
a look
is,
at that.
Beth? For
It's
the
between
notes?
Woodbury and 77. And 77, 114.
Right.
Let's get that right, yeah. 114 and,
Oh, I
Woodbury.
do have actually another topic.
you know, I got a whole list here.
Okay, go ahead.
We received another email, because we've been gone for 2 weeks, so, another email from a resident regarding negligence at a dog boarding facility. So that has been forwarded on to proper people for that. There was another email sent to us by, I think this is a continuing discussion, from a resident requesting that the minutes get posted for the other committees and boards. And then I've got one regarding I believe it was probably something that needs to come up under a non-public, so. Other than that, I'm good. So what do you got?
So we had a bid today opened at 2 o'clock for the backup power generator. We had 2 bidders. There was some clarification needed. It was Yastrzemski Electric out of Kentucky and APRO, which is a local ware company, generator company. Both qualified. Clarifications were made. One was that Yastrzemski added a monitoring system for a cost of $300. It was not in the RFP, so that was deducted. And All-Pro had a 100 amp transfer switch and a 200 amp transfer switch was required. That was an additional $100 to their original bid. Puts Yastrzemski at $11,189 even, and puts APRO at $11,011.80. Very, very, very close. A difference of $177.20.
I do have a question. Carry
ahead.
on, but I have a question.
Sure.
No, go ahead.
I don't know, this all was just finished up at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. I don't know if we want to award this evening. What is your question?
My question is, on the K-Pro, it does say surge protector, but it doesn't say the, that ATS style. That was the only thing I don't know.
Where,
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Right,
I don't really, I got so much out here. Let me see what you got.
all right, so if you go here, it just says surge protector, surge arrestor. Is that
Yeah.
suffice, because it's not even close to the bid that was given to us by the other gentleman.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, I don't know what the ATS stands for.
Automatic transfer
Both are
switch,
surge.
I don't know.
Both,
Auto transfer switch?
yeah, maybe. I didn't question the number as much as I just,
Right, no, I get it. Because it says,
yeah.
which very well could be, that could be what it is, I don't
Let
know.
me get clarification on it.
Yeah.
Before we
Yeah, before we kick them loose, I'd rather just make sure that we're talking apples to apples.
Yeah, the other thing that's not specific in Yastrzemski's proposal is the concrete pad where APRO has a composition.
Yeah, quick pad.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
That, I think,
But it was,
one thing,
I didn't question Yastrzemski on that because that would have been an ad.
right. The one thing I do like that was included on K-Pro though is an oil heater kit for an easier start.
Yeah.
You know, if it's cold, that would turn on.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah,
And I just didn't see that in the
yeah.
other bid. Not to say that it's not there, it's one thing that was added that I kinda like, because obviously it's gonna, probably when the power goes out, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, and excuse me for getting lost in this. APRO is 22 and Yastrzemski's 20.
Yep, so it's another 2,000 on top of.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanna get clarification on that before we get carried away, that's all.
Yeah, I will. We'll get an answer.
Maybe we can review it
At
next
the work
Monday.
session? Yeah. Yeah, because obviously, we wanna get this rolling before the ground sets up. So I think this would,
Yep.
this would cue on to the next one, onto the work session. So,
Okay.
any other questions on that?
No?
Okay. All right. And then we move to, all right, so we got that. You got any correspondence on the business?
It would probably have to fall under non-public.
Under A, C,
Well, it's going to be discussing a person, so.
a resident or employee?
Resident.
Resident, so it'd be C, okay. All right. Okay. Kevin, you got anything else?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna move then that we go into non-public, under RSA 91A3, Roman numeral 2C, to discuss, a tax letter I received and another citizen issue as well. Is there a second?
Second.
Move and seconded. Roll call vote to go in. Yes?
Yes.
All right, we have 3. And we'll be adjourning afterwards. Thank you, everyone.